Hi again, and welcome back to the British Accent Podcast. I'm Nick.
And I'm Emily. And today we're diving into something a bit fun, or at least, something that should be fun, learning English. Because honestly, a lot of people are taking it way too seriously.
Yeah, completely. I mean, I get it, people want to improve, they want to be fluent, they want to sound confident. But somewhere along the way, a lot of learners forget that it's okay to laugh. It's okay to be silly. It's okay to enjoy it.
And actually, that's not just a nice idea, it's smart. Your brain learns better when you're relaxed. When you're enjoying yourself, you remember more, you speak more freely, and you care less about making mistakes.
Exactly. If you're always stressed and correcting every tiny error, it's exhausting. But if you're playing with the language, trying accents, repeating funny lines from films, making up weird sentences, you're still learning, and probably learning faster.
It's a bit like how kids learn. They don't sit there overthinking grammar. They copy sounds. They sing songs. They play games. And they laugh a lot, because they're not worried about getting it wrong.
And we can do that as adults too. You don't stop learning just because you're older, but you do have to give yourself permission to have fun with it. To be playful. To stop treating English like a school subject and start treating it like a tool you're allowed to enjoy.
Or even like a friend. You don't want a friend who judges you every time you speak. You want a friend you can laugh with, experiment with, relax with. And English can be that, if you let it.
So if you find yourself being too serious, maybe ask, when was the last time I played with English? Not studied it, not tested it, just played. Like, watched a comedy sketch, made silly rhymes, or tried to mimic an over-the-top movie villain.
I love doing that. I'll repeat lines from films in the weirdest voices just for fun, and then later realize, oh, I've actually remembered that phrase now. It sticks because I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and laughter is powerful like that. It helps us relax, and when we're relaxed, we stop filtering ourselves so much. We become more spontaneous, and that's how fluency grows.
And spontaneity is so important. Real conversation is messy, isn't it? It's full of weird pauses and little mistakes and funny moments. If you're too focused on being perfect, you'll miss all the fun of actually using the language.
Exactly. And the truth is, some of the best practice comes from being a bit ridiculous. Like trying tongue twisters, or doing impressions, or having pretend arguments with yourself in English while making toast.
Oh, I do that. I'll pretend I'm in an interview, or explaining something to someone. And I always end up laughing halfway through, because I say something completely random, but it's brilliant practice. You're thinking on your feet.
And no one's marking you for it. That's the key. You're free to explore the language without pressure. And that freedom builds confidence in a way that textbooks just don't.
Totally. And sometimes I think learners are waiting for permission to have fun. Like they think, if I'm laughing, maybe I'm not doing it properly. But the opposite is true, play is part of learning. It's not extra. It's essential.
Right. Think about all the moments when English really clicked for you. I bet some of them involved humor, or music, or some strange little moment that wasn't serious study.
For sure. I remember learning the word awkward just because of how often it showed up in funny memes. I didn't learn it from a vocabulary list. I just saw it used in a way that made me laugh, and it stuck.
That's such a good point. Laughter creates memory. If something makes you smile, your brain says, ooh, let's keep that. And suddenly a word that felt impossible before is now part of your voice.
So I think if someone's stuck, feeling bored with their English or tired of the same old routine, the best thing they can do is play. Even just for 10 minutes a day. Watch something silly. Talk to yourself in a fake British accent. Make mistakes on purpose.
And if it feels a bit childish, that's not a bad thing. Language learning is a bit childish. You're learning how to speak again. Of course it's going to be messy, loud, playful, and strange. Embrace it.
Honestly, some of my favorite learners are the ones who aren't afraid to be silly. They ask wild questions, make up their own phrases, sing in English badly but proudly. They're not scared of the language, they are playing with it. And that's powerful.
It's true. Because the more you play, the less afraid you are. You stop being frozen by fear of mistakes and start being curious instead. Like, what happens if I say it this way? And suddenly, you're experimenting, and that's where fluency lives.
Yes, in the experimenting. Not in the perfect grammar drills, but in those little moments where you say something odd and then think, wait, did that actually make sense? And then you look it up, and you've learned something new.
And half the time, it does make sense. Because language is flexible. It bends. People understand you even if it's not textbook perfect. Especially when you say it with confidence and a smile.
That's the thing. We forget that communication is more than just grammar. It's rhythm, tone, energy, humor, and that stuff often comes out when you're not being serious.
Exactly. You don't get rhythm from memorizing rules. You get it from using the language, speaking it, hearing it, joking in it, messing it up. That's how your mouth and ears get used to it.
And over time, those playful little moments start adding up. Suddenly, you understand more jokes. You make puns. You catch sarcasm. You feel the language instead of just thinking about it.
That's such a good sign, when you feel it. When English starts to feel like something you can dance with, not something you have to fight.
And honestly, that's what we all want, isn't it? Not just to pass English, but to enjoy it. To laugh in it. To be ourselves in it, even the weird parts.
Especially the weird parts. Because that's where your voice lives. Not in perfect sentences, but in playful ones. In messy ones. In the ones that make people smile, including you.
And you know what else? When you stop taking English so seriously, you become way more memorable. People remember the learner who's having fun. The one who jokes, who takes risks, who lights up a bit when they speak.
That's so true. You might not use every word correctly, but people feel your energy, and they want to talk with you. Because you're bringing life into the conversation. That's what communication is all about.
It's not about being perfect. It's about being engaged. Being curious. Being willing to sound a bit ridiculous now and then, because you're enjoying the ride.
And honestly, people respond so well to that. I've seen it loads of times. Someone makes a funny mistake, laughs about it, and the whole room relaxes. The conversation flows better. Because everyone sees, oh, we're just humans trying to connect.
That's it. And when you create that kind of space in English, where mistakes are welcome and laughter is part of the process, you actually grow faster. Because you're not blocking yourself with fear anymore.
And what a difference that makes. You stop saying, I can't, and start saying, I'll give it a go. You stop hiding and start trying. And every little try adds something to your fluency.
Even if it's just repeating a silly line from a sitcom. Or making up a joke in English and seeing if it lands. Or singing terribly to a song and realizing, hey, I actually understand the chorus now.
Those moments matter more than people realize. They are fun, sure, but they also build vocabulary, listening skills, confidence, rhythm, and memory. All while you're laughing.
It's the most underrated kind of learning, really. The kind that doesn't feel like studying at all. But your brain's like, thanks. I'll keep that one.
So if you're listening right now and feeling stuck or stressed, maybe take a break from the serious stuff. Go find something ridiculous in English. Watch a sketch. Talk in a silly voice. Laugh at yourself. You'll be surprised how much that helps.
Because learning doesn't have to be heavy to be meaningful. You can grow through joy. Through jokes. Through moments that feel light, but actually build something strong underneath.
And sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do for your English is to stop being so serious, and just play a little.
We hope this reminded you that it's okay to have fun with it. That being playful isn't wasting time, it's how humans learn best.
Thanks so much for being with us today. And whatever your English looks like this week, we hope it includes a little laughter.
Take care, be kind to yourself, and keep playing with your voice.
We'll see you next time.